Marlon Brando is praised as one of the greatest actors in the history of Hollywood. Now, this guy's always been a talented figure, yet he's got multiple contradictions surrounding him. His legacy ain't just about Oscar-worthy performances, but also his erratic behavior, forming the biggest paradox surrounding the man. Brando's impact on the acting world is something that can never be denied. Now, he introduced a whole new style of acting by using the Stanislavski method, where he focused on the raw and natural portrayal of characters, which became quite a revolution at that time. His role as Stanley Kowalski in A Streetcar Named Desire still stands as one of the best ones in theater history, where he delivered the most intense and raw portrayal of his career. It was an audience favorite and set a new standard for emotional performances on stage. Tennessee Williams, the playwright, also praised Marlon for his performance, acknowledging that he put a depth to the character that was not known before. When Marlon portrayed Terry Malloy in On the Waterfront in 1954, it further signified his status as an iconic figure in acting. The way he conveyed the vulnerability and strength of the character together earned him his first Oscar. And then came his performance of Don Vito Corleone in The Godfather in 1972, a character and film that is still worshipped to this day.
Old Truckline Cafe.
Oh yeah, Truckline Cafe.
That's good enough. Now you turn your head for us?
Sure.
Now, regardless of all these achievements, Marlon's career is filled with incidences where his dedication to acting is kind of questionable. He was known for using cue cards on set and often avoided memorizing his lines. Now, many people viewed him as lazy. Robert Duvall, who worked with him on The Godfather, said that Marlon claimed this method is what made his performances so natural. However, this wasn't just a method to deliver worthy performances, but rather a lack of preparation and commitment to the role. Even in his role in Apocalypse Now, back in '79, Marlon needed to be fed the lines through an earpiece, which was not a good gesture for an actor at his caliber. Christopher Reeve's experience with Marlon on the set of Superman in '78 was only more proof of his laziness. While playing Jor-el, Marlon demanded a hefty fee for minimal screen time and even tried to minimize his efforts, suggesting alternatives like playing his character as a bagel. Christopher criticized him for phoning in his performance, saying that he was more interested in the paycheck than his craft. This was a sad reality, as Marlon had the potential to be a mentor given his legendary status as an actor. He had an indifference to his work that became a characterization of his career apart from his commitment and passion. His lack of enthusiasm and disdain for the film industry and acting wasn't just about the method that he was using. He often expressed his cynical views about his career and called most actors dishonest entertainers and outright frauds. He had developed a sense of self-loathing, and this was shown in his autobiography, Songs My Mother Taught Me, which was released in '94. The autobiography showed him as somebody who was very reluctant to participate in Hollywood in its glamorous drama. He just wasn't proud of the fame or the success that he'd achieved. This disdain became public when he refused his Oscar for The Godfather and sent Sachin Littlefeather to decline the award on his behalf as a protest against Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans. With this action, he not only gave a bold political statement, but also showed how much disdain he had for his career. Now, he didn't want something that validated his professional success. His career was also marred by controversy, especially with his role in The Last Tango in Paris back in '72. Directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, the film was critically acclaimed and highly controversial because of the inclusion of explicit content in it. There was a lot of ethical concerns regarding the film. There was also debates about consent and how actors are treated, especially the co-star Maria Schneider. Brando's choice of film was heavily criticized and did not reflect positively on him in any way, especially considering the already negative perceptions about him. Now, Marlon's personal life was no help to him either. It was as troublesome as his career. Now, he was known for womanizing and temporary relationships, and he had no stability in his family connections. His marriages and multiple affairs had led to a fractured family life, which was filled with conflicts and tragedies. This dude had at least 11 kids with 3 different wives and multiple different women. His marriage to Anna Kashfi, Movita Kaslanita, and Tanita Tinapala all ended in divorce. Now my guess is the dude probably couldn't pronounce their names half the time. Probably just called him wife number 1, number 2, number 3. His son, Christian, was convicted of manslaughter in 1990 for the death of the boyfriend of Marlon's daughter, Cheyenne, jor-el. Cheyenne struggled a lot with mental health issues and committed suicide in 1995. Now, these family tragedies added to his demons and his turbulent life.
Another personal tragedy for actor Marlon Brando. His 25-year-old daughter, Cheyenne, has committed suicide at her home in Tahiti.
His physical transformation reflected the troubles that he was facing. He went from being the perfect example of male beauty to a figure of obesity. He was distant from the world and from himself, and it was starting to show. A man who was at odds with his own legacy, was dissatisfied, and it was evident as hell. Another aspect of Marlon's life that makes him a complex character is his environmental activism. You see, he put his best efforts to create an eco-friendly resort on the Tahitian atoll of Tetaroa. Now, he purchased it in the 1960s after falling in love with its scenic beauty while filming Mutiny on the Bounty. He wanted to transform it in such a way that it promoted environmental research and conservation. Today, the Brando is a luxury eco-resort on the atoll and is proof of Marlon's commitment to the things that he truly believed in. The resort uses renewable energy sources like solar power and coconut oil, and also a seawater air conditioning system. It also serves as a hub for scientific research and includes a sea turtle sanctuary. Despite his odd behavior and his commitment issues, his legacy is true to one of the greatest actors of all time. His performances in films like A Streetcar Named Desire, On the Waterfront, The Godfather, and Last Tango in Paris are still studied, admired, and widely watched. He could dive into whatever character he was given and bring a level of emotion to them that few have had the ability to do since. And yet, the paradox arises. This same actor who is capable of so much and possesses such huge talent could be so indifferent. His hesitance to acknowledge his craft, his hate for the industry, and his personal lifestyle all show a man who was brilliant but troubled. Still, Marlon's influence isn't limited to his own era. He's inspired countless actors like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, and Jack Nicholson, who have credited Marlon for his influence on their work. His acting method, by deeply diving into the character and focusing on the character's emotions, is the standard for aspiring actors. His influence can be seen in Billy Zane's portrayal of him in the biopic Waltzing with Brando. The film is all about his efforts to develop Tetaroa and make it a sustainable architecture. The different aspects of his personality are touched upon in the film, but it's clear that it's to praise his efforts rather than criticize him for his lack of commitment to the acting world. Today, he's remembered only as a hero. In 2024, his birth was celebrated with several tributes. The American Film Institute and other organizations organized events to honor his contributions to the world of cinema. The paradoxes surrounding Marlon can only be understood if we look beyond his performances and consider the other realities that made his character complex. He was a man capable of producing masterpieces, and just as well capable of neglecting them and then abandoning them. His personal life, his family, and his deep passion for activism all played their own role in making him a paradoxical figure. So what are your thoughts on Marlon Brando? Make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.